And there's a few different joins that you can do. There's the ampersand, and that's when you manually join things together with different cells or with different text. Join is a formula. Text join is also a formula. Concat, concatenate, all those are formulas. I'm going to show you how to do this in a second. And the one that you choose will really depend on your situation and really what you gravitate to. For example, I pretty much exclusively use ampersand and text join. I can't tell you the last time I've used concat or concatenate. Every once in a while I'll use join, but typically it's just these two. But there are times and places for all of them. So for example, we have a first name, a middle name, and a last name right here. If we were to use it, ampersand, it's simply joining the cells together. So if I were to select Alistair, ampersand, put whatever the delimiter is, so quote, space, quote, ampersand, select the cell, ampersand, quote, space, quote, ampersand, and Fox. And select the cell. Now when I press enter, we get the first name, the middle name, and the last name with a space between it. Now where this comes in handy is when you want to add something that doesn't already exist inside of a cell. So for example, I could put ampersand, quote, space, is great in the quote, and now it says Alistair G. Fox is great. This also gives you the ability to easily not include everything. So for example, if I didn't want the middle name, I could simply skip over that step, and now it says Alistair Fox is great. Now one thing to note is that with this, it does include blank cells. So even if it looks like there's not really much going on between Caspian and Rivers, it is including that cell. If I were to put a comma, you can see that comma right there. And that's why there's two spaces, so it looks a little bit off. And that's where this text join comes into play. But before I do that, I'm going to show you join. So we're going to type equals join. And this will do essentially the same exact thing that we did with the ampersand, just a little bit cleaner. So this is great when you're working with large data sets. Ampersand is more for just a couple of them. So we're going to put our delimiter, which is a space, and then we're going to select all three of these options. And we get that Alistair J. Fox right there. Now a delimiter is really anything you want it to be. So if you want it to be X, you can simply put X, and now you'll have an X in between every single one. If you have a blank, it's still going to include those blanks. In text join, on the other hand, you can remove those blanks. So we're going to put text join, put our delimiter, and it's going to work essentially the same way as the other ones. Ignore empty. We want that to be true, so that way it skips over any empty text. And then we'll put a comma and select the different options. So now if I go down here, you can see that Declan Murphy, there's one less space in between. So it's skipping over this cell entirely, unless there's something there. So if I put something there, it will be added. Concat joins two values together, so I could select A and C, and it will join everything together. With concat and concatenate, there is no way to add a delimiter. All you're doing is joining the contents of a cell together. But in my opinion, it's not really needed anymore, because if I wanted to, I could not put a space in between, and I get the same thing. So it's up to you if you use it or not. Concatenate is the same deal. The only difference is instead of only being able to do two values, you could do as many values as you want. So I could put all three right here, and it will join everything without any characters in between.